So, when I've experienced the absent or focal seizures, I am still aware of my surroundings or who I'm with, let's say. Like, I can identify quite accurately, excuse me, once the absent seizure has completed. My memory is not fully blacked out like it would be after having a full body seizure. This type of seizure is more so an internal experience, so I'm really just unable to communicate or verbally express anything back to someone if I were communicating with them. It's like I'm in a totally different realm. Like my body is there, but my mind is totally absent, totally elsewhere. I'm unable to speak or say what I want to. It just, my body won't let me. Usually before it's gonna happen, I get this kind of deja vu aura feeling. So it's not that I'm completely unaware that one is likely gonna be incoming. I start feeling off in a variety of ways. I find I'll start getting a weird taste in my mouth. If I were eating or like making food, for example, I would completely lose my appetite and just feel sick. I get weird out of body feelings, and it's really hard to explain and put words to such an intangible kind of experience. And if I were in the kitchen, for example, I would usually try to make myself sit down and try to focus on my breathing to make myself stay present if I can feel it oncoming. And other times I have tried to continue, whatever I was doing, but inevitably either I do stop myself or I'm kind of forced to stop because the absent seizure takes over and takes control. And it's kind of like I have no other choice but to wait it out and wait for it to end. And this type of seizure doesn't usually last long, but the after effects after having one usually affect me for the rest of the day. And for me, when I experience these absent focal seizures, it's usually not isolated. I usually end up having multiple throughout the day or kind of clustered together. And if I were speaking with someone while this is happening, prior to the absent seizure, I can usually pick up some of the words that they're saying, but my brain is not actually intaking what's being said. In the past, I've been told that I was able to actually nod in response, which I don't recall. And what I've been told is from the other person, it seems like something is wrong. Like I seem out of it, dazed, confused, lost. Obviously, I'm unable to speak back. So usually the other person can recognize something is going on, but usually they do not. Well, I say usually, but I've never been told when I've had an absent seizure in front of someone else that after the fact they thought I had a seizure. And if I do experience one of these seizures and I'm not interacting with other people, it wouldn't usually garner a lot of attention because it is more of an internal experience. And afterwards, I am able to fully recall what I was doing prior to the absent seizure, more or less kind of what happened during it. Like I'm not totally blacked out. Unlike if I were experiencing the full body seizure, once that seizure kicks in, there is no memory recall. Everything is just like blacked out. I would describe this as an internal seizure. You can't necessarily see it, but you can sure as hell feel it.